Call halal Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Bahashim Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them, that taught us his truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful of light tabernacle of David. I'm the brother Yahshua, back with the World War III Daily Update. Shalom and salutations to you listening and watching. All right, so missiles. All right, we're going to start, or they're going to start to shoot missiles, right, as flexing muscles, right, at this time. Then, eventually, they're going to put nuclear warheads on them, according to the scriptures, all right, because that is the way that the world as we know it is going to end, all right? So we'll start right here at Joel 2 and 3. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. This is talking about the missiles. Okay? The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. So in order for you to have paradise, Idon, meaning paradise, and then after the missile, a desolate wilderness, that nuclear warhead has to be on there. So this is talking about the delivery system. A fire devoureth before them. That's actually the nuke right there. And behind them a flame burneth. That is the rocket or the missile. Okay, so taken together, this is talking about a nuke. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, meaning powerful, horsepower. And as horsemen, so shall they run, meaning they will be guided. Okay? Who's guiding the horse? The horseman. Okay? So shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on top of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. It's likening all of the missiles to an army. Okay, a strong people set in battle array. All right. Before their face, the people shall be much pain. People are going to be sore afraid. All faces shall gather blackness. They're going to be scared as hell. People are scared about the missiles. Vladimir Putin is threatening nuclear annihilation. Right? They shall run like mighty men, armies. They shall climb the wall like men of war, armies. They shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. All right, so no anti-missile system is going to be able to work in that. See, the angels, right, who they call the UFOs, those are the angels, have the ability to go over nuclear silos and shut the whole system down. Okay? So if you plan on taking a nuclear missile out with a missile system, well, if the angels stop the anti-missile from launching, what's going to happen? Okay, and this is just reality. All right? Neither shall one thrust another. Okay, so there ain't going to be no anti-missile systems working on that day. They shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. No anti-missile system. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Okay? So this is talking about the missiles. Let's get an update of World War III, where we're at. This is dealing with China. Okay, this is Dina Amelia Calmetta, whatever she calls herself, August 4th, which is today. Ballistic what? Missiles soar over Taiwan. Miscalculation could spark World War III. China vows to punish offenders. So they're over there shooting missiles as a response to the Pelosi invasion. Remember the Beatles invasion? The British invasion? Well, Pelosi invaded Taiwan or invaded China's airspace or sea space or whatever you want to call it. So I don't know how much of this I'm going to let play because it's all very informative, but we'll see. And we'll get a couple of scriptures on the way out because it's all about the missiles. The missiles, look, ballistic missiles, right? And ICBMs are how the world as we know it is going to come to an end. That's great. It starts with an earthquake, right? It's the end of the world as we know it. That's great. It starts with an earthquake, right? Birds and snakes. What are birds and snakes? I could go into that, all right? As birds shall they fly. That's them so-called UFOs. What are the snakes? And the serpent and his angels, right? Let's watch this.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. It's Dina Calmetta here. And for today's news, I just have a short update I'd like to bring to you. And I'd like to start with China. It has been reported that China has indeed kicked off its latest round of war drills on Thursday, aimed at encircling and pressuring Taiwan in the wake of Nancy Pelosi's visit to the island. According to China's People Daily, this has included PLA Command dispatching hundreds of fighter jets to enter airspace off the northern, southwestern, and southeastern airspaces of the island. And at the moment, Taiwan's defense forces are on a heightened state of alert. On Wednesday, some Chinese jets were reported as having breached the median line separating the Taiwan Strait. And Beijing is promising, in essence, that this is only the beginning. And more alarmingly, China has launched a series of ballistic missiles into the waters off of Taiwan, with some having flown over the island. The South China Morning Post reported that Taiwan has confirmed that mainland China launched 11 Dongfang series missiles into the waters north, south, and east of the island on Thursday afternoon. The island's defense ministry said that 11 DF series missiles were fired between 1:56 p.m. and 4 p.m., and this is the first time that mainland missiles have flown over the island. And Taiwan's defense ministry immediately condemned the severe provocation, stating that the defense ministry condemned the irrational actions to undermine regional peace. Taiwan further called on Beijing to be self-restrained. It goes on further to report that the next 5 days will include live fire drills and missile tests surrounding the island. Meanwhile, in protest, China's foreign ministry has within the last hours canceled what was to be a face-to-face summit with Japan. And speaking of Japan, Chinese missiles fired towards Taiwan have landed in Japanese waters.
That's huge. See that missile? The missiles are throughout the scriptures. The missiles are how the world as we know it is going to end. That earthquake, that's great. It starts with an earthquake, okay? That earthquake is those nuclear missiles. We'll get it.
According to Tokyo, Beijing, in the meantime, has ignored warnings that a miscalculation could spark war as it holds its largest ever live fire drills around the island. 5 out of 9 of the ballistic missiles launched by China landed in Japan's exclusive economic zone, according to the country's defense ministry, adding that he had lodged a protest with Beijing. Beijing also scrambled fighter jets and sent some of its most up-to-date warships to surround the island, in what state media said is a rehearsal for an invasion. The drills are due to last until Sunday.
That's how all wars start, with drills.
Due to include long-range bombers and hypersonic missiles, as well as China's 2 aircraft carriers that are holding position nearby. American forces, including the USS Ronald Reagan aircraft carrier, which is forward deployed with the Pacific Fleet, are thought to be lurking nearby, while missile tracking spy planes have been sent to watch over the drills. China's state-run Global Times newspaper, meanwhile, said that the drill exclusive zones have been drawn up in such a way as to blockade all the island's main ports, which would likely be the battle plan if Beijing were to invade. A military expert quoted by the Times said that the comprehensive and highly targeted operations show the determination of resolving Taiwan question once and for all.
Okay, so the drill, the so-called drill, they have Taiwan surrounded right now. Okay, so the drill can go live fire at any time, and they can go in and accomplish the mission, if you will. All right, under the guise of a drill. And what is Babylon gonna do? They ain't gonna do shit. Lest World War III break out, they're gonna let Taiwan go just like they did Afghanistan. All right, it's just posturing. Is it gonna go down now? No. All right, the prophecies have to come forth. So let me see. There's just more of this. Let's see. Let me skip up here. See what we got. The coming war over Taiwan. It's coming.
Comparison. In the meanwhile, as I stated on Tuesday, a leading Russian senator has vowed that Putin will come to China's aid if it goes to war over Taiwan.
Boom.
The first deputy chairman of the international community in Russia's Federation Council said that the Kremlin's backing would be offered on the understanding that Beijing would show support in kind for the war in Ukraine. He said that I see no grounds to refuse to help China, but I would like to see a two-way movement with China. It means that we should have benefits from this cooperation. Now, as I've stated before in the past, China and Russia have seemingly fostered close ties in recent years, but there is concern in Moscow that Beijing has thus far declined to openly support the Kremlin's special military operation that was launched on February 24th. The politician went on to state that I am convinced that in this case China hopes for a certain assistance from Russia because it will be difficult for China to confront the U.S. without Russia's support.
So they're tied together at the hip. Let's see. All right, so there's China. Let's see. I'm trying to get to the Russian war. She goes into, let me see. Back it up right here. Let's see.
Offended. Now, with all of that being said in regards to China, let's talk about Russia. Russia has accused the U.S. of direct involvement in the war in Ukraine for the first time. A spokesperson for Moscow's defense ministry alleged that the U.S. was approving targets for American-made artillery used by Ukrainian forces.
Okay, so you see where this is going, right? Is this a war between Russia and the Ukraine? Or is it a war between Russia and the U.S.? Read close. Russia accuses U.S. of direct role. That's you guys over there. All right? Doing some of that old proxy shit. All right? So basically, we're at world war right now. All right? Don't get it twisted. You can go back and watch the rest of this. We spent enough time. Dina Amelia Calmetta, right, is her channel. This is her video today. Pretty informative, all right? And this is what we do. What we do is we take some of this great information that other people put out, and we filter it through the scriptures, all right? Right now we're going to show that these nukes, these nuclear missiles, are what is going to bring this place to an end. All right, so let's get the Smith. Let's get the Smith, the blacksmith, if you will. Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I, who is I? That's the Most High, Yahweh, have created the smith, the blacksmith, the maker of weapons. Okay? Blacksmith will make you a battle axe. Takes the anvil and he takes some molten metal, start beating on it, and he'll fashion a killing instrument. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire with the bellows, right? And bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. All right, this is mainly talking about those nukes. All right, what nukes? These nukes. Oh, it's 14. Salakia. This is Zechariah 14 and 12. Let's get consumed. Zechariah 14:12, and this shall be the plague. What plague? Wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fallen against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. What does it mean to consume? Consume means to burn. And their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Okay. Sarah Connor at the fence style. Okay. This can only be achieved by nuclear fire. This plague, all right? Is it 20? What plague? Is it 18? Salakia. Revelation 18 and 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. What plagues? That you don't get blown up in that nuclear fire. Okay, who is her? Come out of her. Who is her? Babylon the Great, the whore. Okay, America, right? The one that Russia is accusing, the one that China is about to go to war with. They're going to send their missiles on Babylon the Great, and she's going to burn, right? And shall burn her with fire. So lucky, bear with me. Let me get this. I'm deferring to the phone. Bear with me. This didn't come up. Revelation. Revelation 17 and 16. Come on now. Bitch. Soft frozen. Of course. Revelation 17 and 16. Start at 15. And he saith unto me, The waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, Babylon, peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Okay, all nations are gathered here in America, in Babylon, the land of confusion. And the 10 horns, the EU, which thou sawest upon the beast, NATO and the EU, these shall hate the whore. Who's the whore? Okay. America is the whore. And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. Okay. They're going to shoot their missiles. They're going to turn on, okay, all America's allies are going to turn on her and shoot missiles at her. And her enemies are too. Who are her enemies? Russia, China, North Korea. Go watch the new Red Dawn. North Korea and the Medes, Russia. Go watch Red Dawn. Okay? And no, they're not going to get out of it. All right? Let's see. Let's get this real quick. Because during World War III, guess what's going to happen? Guess who's going to close the war out? The one you ignorantly call Jesus, and the angels are going to get involved. Right? Now I'm going to do some sea theory type shit. I like this. I haven't done it yet, so I'm just having a little fun. Let's see. REM. The end. Okay. The end of the world, right? Lyrics. That's great. It starts with an earthquake. What is that earthquake? Well, let's get it. Here's the earthquake. It's the end of the world as we know it. How? That great earthquake. Oh, that's 12. Here's the earthquake. Revelation 11 and 13. And the same hour was there a great earthquake. And the 10th part of the city, Babylon, the great city, fell. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. This great earthquake is part of mutually assured destruction, which is a nuclear annihilation. So when we go back to REM, okay, oops, wrong one. I did a little thing on it yesterday. That's great. And it is great. Babylon the Great. It's the end of the world as we know it. Okay? Not the end of the earth, but the world as we know it. Right? It starts with an earthquake. All right? It actually starts with World War III. Birds and snakes and aeroplanes. What is that? And I'm vamping. I'm stone cold vamping. All right? Like flavor. Let's get as birds flying. What is this? Ooh, 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 ooh. As birds, this is Isaiah 31 and 5. As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it. Okay? This is talking about, what do you mean defend? What's host? As birds flying, so will the Lord of armies defend. In order to defend something, you got to be at war. Somebody's got to be offending on offense. You got offense and defense. Who's on offense? Okay. The dragon. The snake. All right. These birds are what you call UFOs. Let's see. NIV. Like birds hovering over it. Birds don't hover. One bird can hover. A hummingbird. And a hummingbird moves a lot like a so-called UFO. These birds are talking about the chariots of Israel. Let's get it. This is going to make me go long. Let's see. Chariot pics. Okay. Huh. 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 All right. Here we go. As birds flying in formation. Okay. As birds flying in formation, the Lord Almighty will shield Jerusalem. He will shield it now. Defend. I like this. Protect. Like he did in the in the Sinai. Right? Defend. Who did this not defend the Israelites from the Egyptians? Absolutely it did. Okay? Protect. Hovering. Is this thing not hovering? Oh, it's just a picture of somebody painted. All right? So who's this? Satan and his angels. Let's qualify that. Okay? Well, we got the birds. Let's go back here. That's great. Where is it? REM. Okay, we got the earthquake. We got the birds. Let's get the snakes. Okay? Let's get the snakes. Snakes and airplanes. All right? We're going to get them all in one. See, because the snake is going to be inside of his airplane, as in this. As in this. Okay, let's get it. I'm vamping. I'm stone cold vamping. Let's go down here. If it'll let me. Let's get the King James first. Then, and there was war in heaven. Okay, this heaven, particular one, is not on the earth, it's in the sky. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. Is the dragon not a serpent? Is a serpent not a snake? And the dragon fought and his blue angels. That's right. It starts with an earthquake, birds, and snakes, and aeroplanes. Lenny Bruce's ass is not afraid. Okay? That's right. It starts with an earthquake, birds and snakes, and aeroplanes. What snakes? Let's get the snakes. I'm just vamping. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels, the UFOs, fought against the dragon, which is a snake. And the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Who prevailed not? The dragon and his angels. They got their ass. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. Now listen close. And the great dragon was cast out. What dragon? That old serpent. Wait a minute. Serpent and dragon, same. Old serpent in the garden, that old one. The serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. That serpent is a serpent, not a snake, called the devil and Satan. So let's add them up. Satan, 1. Devil, 2. Serpent, 3. Old serpent, 3. Great dragon, 4. All the same. So who's in this aeroplane? The snake. That's great. Starts with an earthquake. Them nukes. Birds and snakes fighting each other in aeroplanes. Look at them. Birds, as birds flying, and snakes in their airplanes. I'm just vibing. All right. Let's bring it home with this. You see this fight? Let's get the sky real quick. It's in heaven. That's just good. World English Bible. There was war in the sky. Michael and his angels made war on the dragon, and the dragon and his blue angels made war. Here's a picture of it. War in the sky. War in the sky. There are different levels of heaven. This isn't in the spiritual realm or the fourth dimension. War don't break out in heaven where the Most High dwells. Stupid. Well, Satan balled up his fist and went mano a mano with God. No, stupid. This is what it's talking about. Okay? We can go to YouTube and type in Pentagon UFO and see what comes up. This war comes up. All right, so let's go up here. Damn. Let's just get 12. Let's go 19. Because during World War III, they're going to stop fighting each other because something's going to come out of the fourth dimension. Okay? Revelation 19 and 19. And I saw the beasts, NATO and the EU, and the kings of the earth. This is all armies and their armies. All the armies of the armies of the earth. Oh, let's talk about the king. The kings and their armies. So it's talking about the armies of the earth, all of them. See how you can't just bullshit your way through the scriptures? And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together. Well, wait, weren't they just fighting each other in World War III? Yeah. But when they saw this, they said, oh shit. All right, stand down. All right, ask Ronald Reagan what he said. Wouldn't we come together to fight against an alien invasion? Didn't he say that? Gathered together to make war against him that sat on. To make what? War. Against him that sat on the horse? Who sat on the horse? And against his army? Sounds like a war. Rider on the white horse. Revelation 19 and 11. And I saw heaven open. I saw the fourth dimension open. And behold, a white horse. And a UFO came out of the fourth dimension. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. The one that you call Jesus was piloting that big-ass UFO. And in righteousness doth he judge and make war. Jump down to 14. And the armies which were in heaven, this is heaven, this is in the fourth dimension, followed him upon white horses. White horses. Clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a laser beam that no man had a chance against. Okay, so this is the culmination, right? This is the culmination of World War III, right? The beast was taken, and with him the false prophet wrought miracles before which he had deceived them which had the mark of the beast, and then the worship began. Now here is the result of the nuclear missiles. These both were cast alive into a lake of burning, of fire burning with brimstone. That lake of fire burning with brimstone, right, is talking about when the nukes, after the great earthquake, this whole place is going to be on fire. All right? And these guys got it right. See that fire? Back that up. Back that ass up a little bit. Let's see. That's great. It starts with an earthquake, just fire. UFOs and F-18s, right? And Lenny Bruce's ass is not afraid. Lenny's dead, all right? Anyway, with that, we're going to close. We hope that the elector edified you brothers and few sisters. With that, we can say shalom.